Welcome to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. This is on the eastern side of Pennsylvania. I'm checking out the story of Correctional Officer Christopher Moles, who died in a very bizarre circumstance at the prison he worked at. We're gonna get into the whole story and information that I found, but I'm here at St. Mary's Cemetery. But yeah, in the meantime, we're gonna walk around the cemetery and I'll tell you guys more about Chris and how he died. Very bizarre kind of death. So let's get into it. So before we get into the actual video, just wanted to quickly mention that I wholeheartedly apologize if I accidentally say Chris's last name wrong. It's spelled M-O-U-L-E-S. So I'm not sure if it's pronounced Moles, Moles, Maules, or some other pronunciation. So from now on, I was going to use Chris's first name. I'll say Chris, just to make it simpler. And again, I don't want to accidentally say his name wrong. Anyway, so Chris was a correctional officer, also called a CO for short. He was a CO at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility, and he had been an officer there for just 10 months. So he obviously was quite new to being an officer. On July 18th, 2016, Chris was attacked by an inmate. And the inmate ended up pushing Chris into the elevator door. And some reason, the elevator doors popped open and both the inmate and Chris fell down the elevator shaft. They fell several floors down to the very bottom, and they both ended up dying as a result. An incredibly random freak accident. And it makes you wonder what kind of safety protocols they had in place. Did they ever check to make sure that those doors were secured when the elevator wasn't, at that specific floor? I have many questions about that, but either way, unfortunately, Chris and that inmate both died. Now, the inmate who died along with Chris, his name was Timothy Gilliam Jr. And all I could find about him was that his crimes included being a sex offender. But again, there was not much more information than that listed about him. Another article says that both Timothy and Chris fell nearly 60 feet down to the bottom of the elevator shaft. So I can't even fathom how scary that must have been. 60 feet is a long ways down, and especially knowing that you're most likely going to die at the end of that fall. Just absolutely terrifying. Now, Chris's mom gave a speech at either the reception or dedication ceremony, and she said that he will always be truly missed. He made his mom and dad very proud. He loved sports and he loved life. He enjoyed fishing, and that is what we're going to do today. We're going to go fishing. So obviously, Chris was very loved by his parents and of course by his fellow colleagues at the prison. Chris had actually been a baseball coach at Lackawanna College. He also previously worked as a valet at a casino, and then of course working at the prison. Chris was a varsity baseball player, soccer player, and ice hockey player for both the high school and college that he went to. Now, I can only presume that Chris's family, or maybe the inmate's family, has tried to sue the prison for negligence. As again, elevator doors, when the elevator is not at that specific floor, those elevator doors are supposed to be sealed shut, and they're only supposed to open when the elevator arrives to the floor. So the fact that they just popped open when Chris and the inmate got pushed into it, it's absolutely crazy to me how that's even possible. It looks like they have some of his bracelets, or maybe they made some, but CEO Correctional Officer Chris Miles. And if you guys aren't sure what EOW means, it means end of watch. So it's kind of a term for anyone who's been killed in the line of duty, whether it be a police officer, correctional officer, someone related to the law enforcement field. Whenever they die during their work as an officer, they always label it EOW. End of watch, July 18th, 2016. Incredibly beautiful. Obviously, Christopher, he loved baseball. Looks like he did a 5K run as well. Or maybe they actually, well, maybe he did, but there's also a specific Chris Miles memory 5K walk. Anyway, rest in peace to Chris. Anyway guys, I've covered a few other bizarre deaths on my channel. If you guys want to see some of those videos, I'll leave a link to them at the end of this little card you can click on. Again, the main type of videos I do are the murder ones, but I also like to throw in some other ones like this, where it's just a unique, bizarre death. Something you just don't see that often. And so, anyway, again, rest in peace to Chris. But I'm gonna head out of here. A lot more cases around Pennsylvania, heading towards Connecticut. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.